Hey, what's going on, y'all? I have a question for you. How are you stewarding what it is that God has given you? The dreams, the vision, your goals, your talents. How are you stewarding those gifts? Because if God placed them in you, that desire is not from you, it's from Him to glorify His name. So what are you doing with it? And I find a lot of times the people with the most opportunity to achieve the things that God has given them, like here in America, we're free. We have access to a lot of things that people in other places don't. But for some reason, and I'm speaking to myself here, I find a lot of excuses as to why I can't do certain things. I'm tired from the kids. I've been cleaning all day, cooking all day. I'm just, whatever it is. And I would make a million excuses as to why I'm not going after the things that God has placed in me. And in reality, when you look back, there's been people, and even now, people who are facing so much adversity and they're suffering and they're still able to accomplish tremendous things. And so I looked at myself like, I really don't have an excuse as to why I'm not doing the things that God has created me to do. And so this is my question for you. How are you stewarding what it is that God has given you? Why haven't you done the things that God has told you to do? Why aren't you chasing your dreams? Why aren't you, creating content if that's what you want to do? Why haven't you written that book? Why aren't you, hitting up, Netflix to tell them about the screenplay that you wrote, or whatever it is that God has given you to do? Why haven't you tried out for that local semi-pro team? Why haven't you? Why are you making excuses? Why are you looking for all these reasons to not do what God has given you the natural ability to do? There are people in our positions right now, and I don't mean this in a prideful way, that would literally kill to be able to be where you are. But for some reason, we just sit back and we swipe and we swipe and we swipe, and we look for distractions and things to just numb our minds. And it's like, we gotta stop that. We need to start stewarding what God has given us. Go after what it is that God has told you to go after, and do it well. We can't just, take scriptures and say, well, the wealth of the wicked is laid up for the righteous. Like, well, why would God give you wealth, period, if you can't steward what you have? But yet your reason for not doing what God's called you to do is because you say, well, you can't afford it. Well, if you believe that God can provide for you, then believe that when you start walking in obedience to do what He's called you to do, then He will supernaturally open up doors, and your provision is on the other side of that door, but you're too afraid to take that step to go get it. Whew, y'all, we got to stop being afraid. We got to stop being lazy. We have to go after what God has created us to go after, and I'm speaking to myself here, because I know sometimes, I find all these reasons as to why I can't do something, or, why I don't feel like doing it. Your emotions are so deceitful. If you don't feel like it, who cares? Do it anyway. If you think that you're not qualified, do it anyway. Most of the people that God has used felt like they were unqualified. Moses, Joseph, Joshua, Gideon. I think the only person in the Bible that was really ready to do what God called him to do was Jesus. I mean, Jesus is God. And if we have the mind of Christ, then we have the ability to go after what God has created us to go after. Let's follow God's will and let's be obedient. Let's stop being lazy. Let's stop making excuses. Let's stop feeling sorry for ourselves, and let's actually get out here and do it. Whatever your dreams is, your visions, whatever it is, guys, go after it and don't be afraid. If you are actually going to take that step and be obedient and go after what God is telling you to go after, then comment, I'm going all in this year, in the comments. Like the video, send it to somebody who you think this could help, and you guys be obedient, be blessed, and take care.